I guess I'm just doing all 6 of them since they're all on my desk. This is G1 Cancer, or Squeezeplay, and he is another Decepticon one, and he's a weird looking sea creature thing, crab type. And they call him Cancer, so I assumed it's supposed to be some sort of crab. It's not any crab that looks anything like crabs we have, but it is a crab. As far as cockpits go, or the Headmaster rather, this is probably the worst cockpit in all of G1, and I say that with Weird Wolf included. Like, this is by far the most awkward looking cockpit ever. Like, he can't even stand in there. He has to, like, do this. Okay, so I don't know if I can even, like, get light in there, but, like, you can see there's just no space in there at all. You have to, like, finagle him in there, like, half sitting, like this, and he'll just sort of hang like this, and the cockpit will barely close with him in there. It's really bad. It's unfortunately the worst thing about him, but getting him out of there is really annoying. But here's Cancer, or again, I don't remember the American names for most of these, but here's Cancer, and he's relatively nicely detailed. The face on mine is a little bit messed up, but it's not too bad. And he transforms just like the other ones, just flips but like that. And for some reason, all the Decepticon ones do this thing where they have no paint for the eyes. But on this one, I don't think it looks too bad. It's alright. As far as the Transdector goes, you do have a little bit of articulation actually. This can turn a little bit before these back pieces sort of bump in. The arms can bend like that, and they can also bend right here. And the claws can open a little bit. They can't close all the way, which is unfortunate. I don't know why they didn't just make them close so you can grip stuff. You could still kind of grip stuff, just not super well. As far as transformation goes, you just pop this out. This is his tail, or shield rather, and you just start transforming him, which is pretty simple. These back pieces are going to be the arms. Just fold them out like this. Fold out his fists, which have these tiny little notches to grab. Rotate, or make sure the arms are flat, and then just rotate the entire waist around. Fold this crab head onto his butt, just like Wilder, and straighten up his what was the arms into now the legs, which all in all is a pretty creative transformation for a G1 toy. I can't really think of anything similar to this. Then just take the head and plug it in, and you have Cancer. Now he does have a rifle that has nowhere to go in beast mode, so I didn't mention it until now, and that can just go into his fist. And then his shield. Now, so this shield, this is the only reproduction piece I'm still using on these juniors. Just this strut that lets you connect it to the beast mode. I could not find one for sale for a decent price, so I had a friend with 3D printed for me. And one other thing is, this is from the recent Chug one. This is Browning, and I just wanted to show this off because it can actually work on the G1 toy just fine, because they just use 5mm acrylics, and like the color matching is not perfect at all for the pink, but it's close enough. And I also found that it stores in the shield pretty well. Like, you just plug it under there, and it just frictions its way there, and it holds pretty well. Like, it doesn't fall off, and you can even have him use the shield and the gun at the same time, and it doesn't interfere with anything. But yeah, that's Cancer in robot mode, and he looks pretty good, like, all things considered. He has actually really good articulation for a G1 toy. Let me just take off the accessories so I can show it off better. So the arms are pretty basic, or actually no, they're not that basic, because he's got full rotation, just like most G1 toys. But then he's got a little bit of inward and outward, just because these need to move a little bit for transformation, so that's already something. But then he's got a butterfly joint, just because these also need to move for transformation. And then he has a waist swivel, which how many G1 toys can you think of that have waist swivels? I can't think of that many. Maybe like I can't even think of any off the top of my head, but there are a few. And then his legs can also do this. Like they can go up all the way to here. And he's got a 90 degree knee bend. So like he can full on just kneel, which is crazy for a G1 toy. Obviously that seems like antiquated by Chug standards or Masterpiece standards, but for a 1988 toy, you got a pretty banging action figure that can also transform. So I can see why so many people really like this toy, and I do too. It's not my absolute favorite, but he's pretty damn good. Um, he's also probably the most likable character-wise in Masterforce. One other thing I wanted to mention is mine. You can see here. I don't know how this happened, but it's like the little guards for the Headmaster connection, like they collapsed in on themselves. I don't know how that happened. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't matter at all, but it's just weird. I don't know how or why that occurred, but yeah, that's Squeezeplay or Cancer. He's a really good toy, and if you can get one for cheap, which you probably won't be able to, but if you can, he is very much worth it. He's a fun little guy, and probably the most palatable out of the Decepticon ones, because he doesn't really have any breakage issues. He's not weirdly unfinished like Wilder, and he's not kind of bad like Wilder. So, yeah, I highly recommend them.